Welcome to your coverage of Missoula's sports heroes. You're tuned in to the Missoula Prep Sports Network live stream of local sports.
Ladies and gentlemen, gentlemen.
This presentation of Missoula Sports is proudly powered by Fuel Fitness, the only gym from Montana for Montana.
Check it out.
MPSN is your leader in Missoula's prep sports.
Woo!
We now take you to the action on the Missoula Prep Sports Network.
Everybody hustles out there, okay, guys? Nobody quits.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Allegiance Field at Ogren Park. After a long rain delay, we are ready to go here. The Coeur d'Alene Lumberman and the Missoula Mavericks set to go with our final game on the day, with the Mavericks taking on Coeur d'Alene. Coeur d'Alene coming off a win over the Butte Miners before we had the rain delay. And we're going to reset our field microphone here so we pick up some different sounds. But our game delayed due to some rain. The grounds people here at Ogren Park doing a great job to get it ready to go so that we could have our final baseball game on Sunday. Now, we do have 4 games coming up tomorrow. That includes a championship game. But let's go ahead and take a look at our starting lineups with the Coeur d'Alene Lumbermen. Jake Brown will lead things off. He's going to be the pitcher. Marcus Manzotto, number 24, is the shortstop. Alex Carnes, number 14, is your right fielder. Jackson Schur, number 18, bats fourth. He is the catcher as Brown comes to the plate. Brendan Hill is the pitcher for the Mavericks on the 5 Valley Auto pitcher's mound, and the first pitch is on its way at 7:58. It's going to be hit right to Hill. The throw to first, and we'll start out with 1 pitch, 1 out. First pitch is at 7:59. We've got a 64-degree temperature after the rain delay and the wind messing with me here at Ogren Park. So that'll take us to, wrong side, takes us to Marcus Manzotto. Now, Peyton Childers, number 17, bats 5th. He's going to be the first baseman. Coming in right behind him will be Bryson Coppice, number 22, batting 6th. He's the third baseman. Here's Hill with the delivery, and this one's going to be sent into center field. Johnson's there to put it in the glove, and we've got 2 away. 2 pitches, 2 outs. Bringing us to Alex Carnes. The right fielder. Landon Thompson will be batting 7th as Hill will deliver outside for ball 1. Riley Smith, the center fielder, bats 8th, and Dylan Brum, the second baseman, will finish out the order. Here's Hill with the 1-0, and this one's going to be smacked line drive right in. And there's going to be the side. 1, 2, 3 as Hydro scoops it up, and we go to the bottom of the first. Right after this on the Missoula Prep Sports Network.
Get Montana strong at Fuel Fitness and Nutrition. Montana owned and Montana proud. Your $29 a month Montana Mega Gym. Fuel has premier facilities with the latest equipment, nutrition superstores, high energy classes, refreshing smoothie bars, attentive childcare, expert trainers, and we never close. Best of all, you have access to 6 locations statewide for just $29 a month. That's less than $1 a day. Get Montana strong at Fuel Fitness and Nutrition. Go to clubfuelfitness.com right now to find a Montana location near you.
Stitches of Missoula is your resource for embroidery and screen printing. Give Stitches a call today at 406-529-2632 to speak with their super friendly staff and have them take care of your embroidery needs. From business logos to team jerseys, Stitches Embroidery can help you and your team look good. Check them out online at stitchesmontana.com to see their full line of silkscreen and embroidery options. Stitches is a proud sponsor of Prep Sports on the Missoula Prep Sports Network.
Welcome back to MPSN. We go to the bottom of the first inning with a scoreless game between the Missoula Mavericks and Coeur d'Alene. It was 1, 2, 3 to finish out the side for the Lakers now, or for the Lumbermen. Now for the Mavericks, leading off, it'll be the center fielder, number 10, Bridger Johnson. Dane Frazier's in right field. He'll bat second. Number 13, Trad Richardson is the catcher, batting third. Drew Stensrud batting fourth is the designated hitter. Zach Hangus, the first baseman, batting fifth. Batting sixth is Caden Heydrich. He's the third baseman that just scooped up that line drive. Bo King is in left field with Stuart Long at shortstop, batting eighth. King batting seventh. And rounding out the order, Dayton Bay at second. Johnson on his way to the plate for his first at-bat of the game. Our officials, Kevin Stevens behind the plate and Max E. Cannon Jr. in the field. Jake Brown is our pitcher for Coeur d'Alene as he gets set to face Johnson. We did have the rain delay, and folks, it was a complete team effort to get the field prepped between the Osprey maintenance crew and both teams putting product out on the field. Here's the first pitch for Brown, and he'll slide it over the plate for strike one. Bridger Johnson, the center fielder, has been coming on strong here since he's been moved to that position, and that's a pitch right across the lips for ball one to make it 1-1 on the count. But the boys having a little fun while the rain delay was going on, and Johnson will check swing, and they'll say strike two, 1-2 on the count. But it was pretty fun watching the boys out on the field. They were throwing the ball back and forth and writing messages on the ball. And then we had the big man race. Here's the pitch, and Johnson's going to send this one into right field. Right fielder is there, and one away here in the bottom of the first. So we come to Dane Frazier, the right fielder for the Mavericks. One out. Frazier settles in. Here's the pitch by Brown, and Frazier will let it go by for strike one. The Mavericks are 1-1 on the tournament as they would fall to Vauxhall the opening night on Friday night, and then a spectacular game last night against Bozeman for a conference game, as this one's across the elbow of Frazier for ball one. 1-1 on the count with one out and nobody on. Mavericks would get the win against Bozeman walk-off fashion in the eighth inning, as Brown will toss it in for ball two, 2-1 on the count. But it was a lot of fun last night for that game, a conference game, and Paul Yarbrough, the voice of the Mavericks, PA announcer, we were talking about how we haven't seen a game as we get ball three quite like that one. The only thing that would have made that game better if it was for a state or Northwest region or a regional championship game. I mean, we had a record crowd at the field, everybody on the edge of their seat through the last three innings as we go to a full count at 3-2. But a ton of fun last night, whether you were a Bozeman fan or a Maverick fan, just a lot of fun to watch that game. So we spin ahead to tonight's game, the full count 3-2 delivery, and Frazier will be walked to get on. And we'll go to Trad Richardson, the catcher for the Mavericks tonight. So 1 on, 1 out. We have our first base runner of the game. Now, as the schedule went today, we would have Vauxhall and Great Falls play this morning, with Vauxhall getting the win. Here's the throw to first. But Vauxhall would get the win against Great Falls this morning in 5 innings. And then Great Falls took on the Bozeman Bucks, and the Bucks would come back and get the win against Great Falls. And then Coeur d'Alene and Butte would play just before this one, and, well, that one was a win for Coeur d'Alene on the tournament. We slide in for ball one to Richardson. Here's the pitch, and a swing, and down the first base line. It's going to hug and just land fair as Richardson's going to round the corner to second. He'll come in standing up, and the Mavericks will have runners at second and third off the slap down the first base line. Brings us to Drew Stensrud, the designated hitter. So Richardson rips one away, and we now come to Stensrud with runners at second and third and one out on the board. Here's the pitch by Brown, and Stensrud has this one high into left field. The left fielder will have the catch. Frazier will tag. Here's the throw home. Frazier on the run, and a slide and a punch out. That will be the side. Double play action, and we go to the top of the top of the second inning right after this, scoreless. You're listening to Missoula Mavericks baseball on the Missoula Prep Sports Network.
Warning, warning.
Fast Trip Conoco and Magic Touch Car Wash are at it again. They've taken what was already the best wash in town, the best value in town, and made it even better. Now, whenever you gas up your rig at Fast Trip Conoco, you can clean it up for half price. Yeah, you heard that right. When you fuel up your car at Fast Trip Conoco, you can get any wash at Magic Touch Car Wash for half price.
Warning, warning. This is not a drill.
It's the Gas It Up, Clean It Up special at Fast Trip Conoco and Magic Touch Car Wash on reserve across from Larchmont.
Half-price wash only valid when purchased at the pump or in Fast Trip Conoco.
The Missoula Prep Sports Network is Missoula's home for high school sports, and we need your help. MPSN is looking for local businesses to help us cover our local high school athletes by advertising their business on the Missoula Prep Sports Network. If you know of a business that would be interested in helping the Missoula Prep Sports Network in our coverage of high school sports in the Missoula area, drop us a line by using the Contact Us link at mpsn406.com. MPSN, Missoula's home for Missoula's prep sports heroes.
Welcome back to MPSN. Chris Stratton from the Missoula Prep Sports Network as we come to the top of the second inning. Scoreless between Coeur d'Alene and Missoula. Brendan Hill on the Five Valley Auto pitcher's mound for the Mavericks as he'll deliver the first pitch over the plate for strike one. For Hill, he's 1-1, 6 games played. 4 starts as we'll get strike 2. And Hill 5.32 on his ERA, total 22 innings pitched as we'll have ball 1-2 to Jackson Schur, the catcher for Coeur d'Alene. So 4, 5, 6 batters up as this one swung on, has contact, so the batter will stay alive at 1-2. Jackson Schur, Peyton Childers, and Bryson Coppice on the schedule. Looking back at Hill, 22 innings pitched. He has 17 runs off of 21 hits. This one's bounced out to Long. The throw to first and one away here in the top of the second inning. Takes us to Peyton Childers, the first baseman. Hill was 17 runs off of 21 hits. 13 of those have been earned. He's walked 6, struck out 17, has a whip of 1.23. Pitch on the way. And outside for a ball. Here's the pitch by Hill. And a high pitch for ball 2. And Hill, one of the top pitchers for the Mavericks last season and working his way back up there this year as the pitch is delivered in to find strike 1. And he is a rhythm pitcher in my book. Now, don't take it literally, but this is just from my view. And here's the foul ball to go 2-2, but Hill is successful when he's able to get the pitch right back in and deliver, as you'll notice throughout the game as he sets right away, and we're back into it. Here's the pitch, swung on down the first base line. They're going to say fair as Hangus will step on the bag, and that will be 2 away. Our plate umpire, Kevin Stevens, watching it down the line. So 2 down as we go to Bryson Coppice, the third baseman. Despite the rain, we've still got a good crowd here. I know it's the Osprey Field, and, well, seats are spread out as Hill will deliver over the plate for strike one, but there's still a good group here for the game. The A games going on over at Lindbergh as Hill will bring it in for strike two. The A games, they did have a delay as well. They had 2 games yet to play. This is their final game for Double-A play tonight. Here's the pitch by Hill, swung on, and this will go foul to keep Coppice alive. Brendan Hill holds that shortstop position when he's not on the mound, and really, folks, it has been a different season since Hill has been at short as we get ball one. Hill has really answered a lot of questions at that shortstop position. Normally he hangs out in center field, but Hathaway, in his great wisdom, understanding what kind of intelligent player that Hill is, as we get a walk. And Coppice, I apologize, will be walked, taking us to Landon Thompson. So a runner at first with 2 outs here in the top of the second. Hill leans in to get the pitch from Richardson. And now the pitch, the throw to first on the pickoff, as we've got Hangus at first. And speaking of Hangus, while we had the rain delay, the 2 teams would have the big man race. The 2 biggest men on the team raced each other. Pitch on the way, and Hill will find the plate for strike one. For the Mavericks, it's Zach Hangus. For the Lumberman, it's Braden Gay, as the throw to first is made for the pickoff. And those 2 young men would run down the first base line, and it would be Hangus to win the race. The pickoff back over to first. Pitch on the way, and a swing will get us strike 2. And for Thompson, as I've got the wrong thing up here, rolled out to the shortstop, the toss to second, and that will end the side for Coeur d'Alene. And we go to the bottom of the second, scoreless. We'll be back right after this on the Missoula Prep Sports Network.
If you're looking to upgrade your car, stop by Five Valley Auto Sales. From the moment you walk through the door, you'll be in for the best car buying experience ever. From their large inventory to their experienced staff, Five Valley Auto Sales is committed to helping you find the right car for you. View their featured vehicles online at www.fivevalleyAutosales.com or stop by their location at 3300 South Reserve Street in Missoula. Five Valley Auto Sales is a proud sponsor of Prep Sports on MPSN. Mike's Print and Copy is your locally owned print shop. Whether it's custom letterhead or business cards, Mike and his friendly staff understand that your business is important to you and will make sure that your project is handled in a professional and timely manner. Drop into Mike's Print and Copy to have them take care of your printing needs. Stop by 1503 South Russell or give them a call today at 406-728-3363 to have Mike's Print and Copy take care of your printing needs. Mike's Print and Copy is a proud sponsor of high school sports in Missoula and the surrounding community.
Welcome back to MPSN as we come to the bottom of the second inning. Tie game at 0 between the Mavericks and the Coeur d'Alene Lumbermen. And listening to, as Jack Brown warms up on the Five Valley Auto pitcher's mound, listening to the coaches between games and the tournament director, this is one of the most important games. Vauxhall sitting at 3-0 on the tournament, and these 2 teams looking to move in with Bozeman at 2-1. Here's the pitch by Brown, and Hangus is going to take this one for a ride into right field in the glove, and we've got one away off of one pitch. Takes us to Caden Heydrich, the third baseman, with one out. Bo King in the on-deck circle. Here's the pitch. And that one's tight inside on Heydrich for ball one, right across the shoulders. Heydrich was the youngest player on the Mavericks squad last year, and that's changed this year, as he's going to have this one in the gap down, and the Mavericks will load a runner on with one out. Brings us to Bo King, the left fielder, with one on and one out. Brown on the 5 Valley Auto pitcher's mound, checks the runner at first, and the throw over there, sidearm throw to first, forcing Heydrich to dive in here. So King settles in, waiting for his first pitch from Brown. The stretch and the set, and foul back into the backstop for strike one. Bo King getting in left field today. He'll settle in, had a short conversation with him. He's excited about playing today, as all the boys are always excited, but King getting in with some action. The throw to first on the sidearm. Trying to hold Heydrich over there at first. Heydrich has not stolen a base. He's been caught 4 times. This has got a high bounce. The second baseman will come up. The toss to second, down the line to first, but King will get there, and the fielder's choice will put Heydrich down for out number 2. So 2 outs as we come to the number 8 batter, Stuart Long, who's at shortstop because of Hill on the mound. And Long has played well at short, but Hill, with the experience, gets set there. Hill and Buchanan as Brown steps off the rubber. But Hill and Buchanan would trade out at the shortstop position depending on whether Buchanan was pitching or not, or he did have an injury at the end of the season. The pitch over the plate will be strike one to Long. Long batting .400 so far this season with a .560 on base percentage. Here's the pitch, and outside. And King is going to go ahead and take the base, and he's going to go ahead and make it to third as the throw to second is overthrown. And he'll get a handshake from Coach Hathaway, who stands at third as your third base coach. 1-1 on the count after the pitch. Here's the stretch and set by Brown. And a foul ball will just get over the netting, and we'll go to strike two for Long. And it looks like Chalmers and Daniels are going to chase down the foul ball. Dylan Chalmers pitching last night against Bozeman. It would be Frazier that would pick up the win, though, coming in and closing the game out. Brown, and this one's going to be a line drive right into the glove of the shortstop, and that will finish the side. Bo King will be left behind, and we stay goose eggs on the scoreboard. Back with the top of the third right after this on the Missoula Prep Sports Network.
Do you have a property you'd like to sell? Maybe you're looking for a new place to call your own. Well, you're in luck because the Kelly Touch is the local realtor for you. Whether small or large, the Kelly Touch would love to help you find your piece of Montana to call home. From Kalispell to Florence, the Kelly Touch has the experience to help you buy or sell property throughout western Montana. The Kelly Touch, your professional real estate needs met. The Kelly Touch is a proud sponsor of high school sports on the Missoula Prep Sports Network.
Hockey Wolf and Lacrosse Wolf is Missoula's one-stop shop for all your hockey and lacrosse needs.
Check this out.
It may be warm outside, but you can still take care of your hockey fix in their 1/3 sized indoor rink.
Really? Wow, crazy.
Stop in to 1010 North Avenue West and see what they have in store for your hockey needs. Hockey Wolf and Lacrosse Wolf is a proud sponsor of high school sports on the Missoula Prep Sports Network.
Welcome back to MPSN as we jump to the top of the third inning in a scoreless game between the Missoula Mavericks and the Coeur d'Alene Lumberman. Brendan Hill on the 5 Valley Auto pitcher's mound for the Mavericks. It is the 8-9 batters scheduled on the inning, with Riley Smith, the center fielder, to lead things off. So Smith to settle in. As Smith sets in, he's batted both against Bozeman yesterday and in the game against Butte. Bozeman yesterday, he would go 1 for 3 with a single and a strikeout, as Hill will deliver a ball pitch for the left-handed batter. Against Butte, Smith would go 0 for 4, did reach off an error that earned him a run, but struck out twice. And we'll go 2-0 to Smith. Hill with the windup. And he'll find the outside of the plate for strike one. 2-1 on the count. Here's the pitch. And Richardson will jump out of the stirrups for ball 3. 3-1 on the count. Tomorrow will be the final day of the tournament, with games starting at 10, Butte and Bozeman. And delivering a walk is Hill on the 3-1 pitch. So Coeur d'Alene will load one up as we drop to the bottom of the order to Dylan Brum. And Hill wants a new ball, and I understand why. With the moisture on the field and new product down, I'm sure a fresh grip is exactly what he's looking for. Hill with the stretch. Bunt showing as Hydro will come down the line. The pitch thrown will be ball 1. Runner at first, as Hill will stretch, showing bunt once again, and Hydro will come down the line. This one will catch the plate and will be even at 1 on the count. 1-1 to Brum. Here's the pitch, and time is called as Hill delivers, so no pitch for Brum. We would not see him against Bozeman, as this one's dribbled down the line for strike 2. Brum would not get in against Bozeman, and would pitch against Butte in the previous game. Here's the 1-2 by Hill. And to Heydrich, he'll secure it. The throw to second on the fielder's choice, and that will be out number 2. Or out number 1, I apologize. Getting the leadoff batter on the fielder's choice. We come to the top of the order, Jake Brown. Brown comes in and settles in, right-handed batter. Ground out to first, his first at-bat. Here's Hill with the stretch and set. And Hill slides it over the plate for strike one. For Brown against Bozeman, he would go 2 for 4 as the toss to first is made. Pair of singles that earned him a run and a walk. That was against Bozeman. Against Butte, he would go 2 for 4 once again with a pair of runs. Here's Richardson with the throw to second and the tag, and that is out number 2. Richardson with a rocket from the catcher's position on target, and we've got 2 away to clear the bases. Pitch thrown was a strike, so we are at 0-2 to Brown. And Hill just outside of the plate for ball 1. 2-1 on the count. Here's the pitch by Hill. And a foul ball will come down in the picnic area down the first base line, and we stay at 1-2. Here's the pitch. And a reach. It's going to roll out. Picked up by the second baseman. The throw is on target, and that is the side. So 1-2-3 for the Lumbermen. We go to the bottom of the third. Scoreless. You're listening to American Legion Baseball on the Missoula Prep Sports Network.
Have you recently found yourself in a situation where you need a lawyer? Give our friends at Tip Coburn & Associates a call today. They have been practicing injury, employment, and criminal defense in addition to other areas of law for the past 60 years. Give Tip Coburn & Associates a call today at 406-549-5186 or stop by their website at www.tipcoburnandassociates.com. Tip Coburn & Associates, lawyers fighting for Montana since 1959 and proud sponsors of Missoula Prep Sports on MPSN.
Advertising on the web can be intimidating. Where do you start? What is the most effective way to reach the audience you are targeting? Milk Crate Media can help you reach your audience, whether it is social media marketing or creating a unique commercial for streaming or for radio advertising. Milk Crate Media can help you build a new website or rebuild your existing website that will bring users back again and again. Visit www.mcratemedia.com today. Milk Crate Media is a proud sponsor of Prep Sports in Missoula and the surrounding valley.
Welcome back to MPSN. Chris Stratton from the Missoula Prep Sports Network as we move to the bottom of the third inning in a scoreless game between the Coeur d'Alene Lumbermen and the Missoula Mavericks. Now, the Lumbermen officially getting into action here this weekend for the first time in Legion play, as Idaho has baseball at the high school level. And so these young men have been playing since March at the prep level and now switching to the Legion level. For the Mavericks, it's the bottom of the order, Dayton Bay, to start the inning. So 9-1-2. And Jake Brown on the 5 Valley Auto pitcher's mound wants a new ball after the warm-up. Brown with foot on the rubber. Bay settles in. Both teams looking for their first run, and Bay's going to have the foul ball, and it will be played, or the bunt, I should say, played foul for strike one. And Brown coming off of the mound to scoop that up, and he's got some speed to him. So we go 0-1 to Bay. Dayton Bay, 15 games played. 222 on his average with a 371 on base percentage, as Brown will deliver over the plate for strike two. Bay usually plays at that second base position. Sometimes he'll slide over to the shortstop, but Hathaway likes him over there at second. This one's going to come off the top of the helmet of Bay, And we have our first hit by pitch. Swinging us to the top of the order to Bridger Johnson with no outs and a runner at first. And that will have the catcher, Jackson Schur, go out and check in with Brown. A quick visit between catcher and pitcher. We go to the top of the order for the Mavericks in Bridger Johnson. Johnson settles in as Brown checks the runner at first. Here's the pitch, and bunt showing outside for a ball and a throw to first. Got a chance to talk to Johnson yesterday over at Lindbergh Craig Field. He's a very nice young man, well-mannered. As we go back to first on the pickoff. Mavericks with 2 hits, and it shows that we have an error on the board for Coeur d'Alene, so we'll update our stats. Pitch on the way, showing bunt, throw down the first base line, and we'll get ball 2. 2-0. Johnson has been patient at the plate, and that's why he does get to start at the top of the order. 240 for his average, but 449 on base percentage. And they'll go back over to first, trying to pin Bay to first base. Brown spying on Bay. Now the set. And this pitch will come inside for ball 3. So 3-0 on the count to Johnson. Johnson had a line drive into right field for his first out of the game. Here's the 3-0. And Johnson lays off as the pitch slides over the plate for strike 1. Third baseman coming down the line as Bay has showed bunt. And a throw back to first. Bay bugging Brown over there. And that means he's doing his job. Dane Frazier stands in the on-deck circle for the Mavericks with 1 on and no outs. Here's the stretch and set by Brown. And we had strike 2. 3-2 on the count. 3-2 on the count with a runner at first. And back over to first, trying to peg Bray over there. Bay not too much of a lead. He's got 2 stolen bases on the season, though. As Johnson will swing, they're going to say pass ball. Johnson down the first base line. And they will actually call him out on the strikeout. So 1 away with a runner at second now for the Mavericks as we come to Dane Frazier, the number 2 spot batter. Frazier settling in as time is called, and the second baseman going to talk to Brown. Dane in right field today. Last 2 seasons, he has held down first base phenomenally, but with Drew Stensrud and Zach Hengis moving up to the AA level, that gives Hathaway options, and both those young men have done well over at first, letting Frazier move around the field. High pitch gets us ball 1. Frazier, we've seen him at a couple of different places this season. Pitcher, first baseman, right field, and he has caught in a few games as well. So Bay steps away from second. Brown leans in to get the pitch from Shirt. Here's the stretch and set by Brown. And outside for ball 2. Frazier walked his first at bat, facing 2-0 on the count. Frazier walked 20 times on the season. This one's going to get past the pitcher. They're going to go ahead and wave around Bay. He'll make his way home as the throw is made. The runner, Frazier, will go to second, and it's a high throw off target. Center fielder will have it, and the Mavericks will earn a run off of Frazier's smack.
Hey, let's go, Trad. Hit him in. Hey, be aggressive.
So that brings up the catcher, Trad Richardson, with the Mavericks jumping on the board with a first run, with Bay coming across.
Number 13, Trad Richardson.
We now come to Trad Richardson with one out and Frazier at second. Richardson now settles in, and the pitch by Brown. And Richardson's going to bounce this one to the pitcher. Throw to first. Frazier will stay at second, and that's 2 away as the ball dribbled off the end of the bat. The designated hitter, Drew Stensrud, at the plate now, with 2 outs and Frazier at second. Brown with the stretch and set, and this one will come inside on Stensrud for ball 1. Stensrud at the DH. He had a fly ball into left field to finish out the first inning, his first at bat. Stensrud now with the stretch and set. Actually, it's Brown with the stretch and set as the ball comes inside to Stensrud for ball 2. 2-0 on the count. Both teams antsy to get this game underway. The Lumbermen did not have a team last year, but the Mavericks have participated against the Lumbermen over the last few years. Lumbermen coming over to this tournament, and then usually at the end of the summer, as we come inside for ball 3, the Mavericks will go over to Coeur d'Alene and play a team as Hathaway treats the boys for an overnight at his cabin over there, his family cabin over there. So it's a fun little trip for the boys to do. Plus they get in a game against these Lumbermen. Here's the 3-0. And over the plate for strike 1. Stensrud, though, as I said, hanging out at first when Frazier's not in or Hangus isn't there. His batting has really helped him get there as well. He's 306 for an average, 468 on base percentage, as Brown will step off the rubber. Brown leans in, and now the stretch. And a walk to put runners at first and second with 2 outs. Brings us to Zach Hangus. Hangus now settles in with runners at first and second. Mavericks with 1 run here in the third, as this one drops in for ball 1. Hangus, though, limited time at the plate. He has pitched for the Mavericks and really shown that he can be one of those top pitchers for the Mavericks. He'll take this one for a ride. The center fielder has it in the glove, and that's the side. 1 run, 2 left behind, and the Mavericks own the scoreboard 1-0. We'll be back with the top of the 4th right after this on the Missoula Prep Sports Network.
If you're looking to upgrade your car, stop by Five Valley Auto Sales. From the moment you walk through the door, you'll be in for the best car buying experience ever. From their large inventory to their experienced staff, Five Valley Auto Sales is committed to helping you find the right car for you. View their featured vehicles online at www.fivevalleyAutosales.com or stop by their location at 3300 South Reserve Street in Missoula. Five Valley Auto Sales is a proud sponsor of Prep Sports on MPSN.
Get Montana strong at Fuel Fitness and Nutrition. Montana owned and Montana proud. Your $29 a month Montana Mega Gym. Fuel has premier facilities with the latest equipment, nutrition superstores, high energy classes, refreshing smoothie bars, attentive childcare, expert trainers, and we never close. Best of all, you have access to 6 locations statewide for just $29 a month. That's less than $1 a day. Get Montana strong at Fuel Fitness and Nutrition. Go to clubfuelfitness.com right now to find a Montana location near you.
Welcome back to MPSN as we move to the top of the 4th inning. The Missoula Mavericks leading the Coeur d'Alene Lumberman 1-0 on the Fast Trip Conoco scoreboard. For the Lumberman, it will be 2-3-4 with Marcus Manzato leading off the inning. Brendan Hill, the pitcher on the Five Valley Auto pitcher's mound for the Mavericks. And Hill set to deliver. We've got action in the bullpen for Coeur d'Alene as Hill will deliver outside for ball 1. And the boys warming up, a young man warming up with the stretching rubber down there, getting ready to go. They've got their tops on as Hangus will go to a knee. The throw to Hill to first, and he'll stick the bag. That'll be out number 1. Takes us to the right fielder, Alex Carnes. Carnes to settle in. He'd have a line drive to Heydrich at third to finish out the first inning. And Hill will slide it over the plate for strike 1. Carnes would pitch against Bozeman yesterday as Hill will slice the plate for strike 2. So we didn't see him in action at the plate.
$5 for a stretch, and you win half the pot plus a $50.
Carnes against Butte,
Yeah,
2 for 4 with a pair of doubles, 2 RBIs, and 2 runs. 1-2 on the count as we go 2-2. With the outside pitch on the right-handed batter. Hill standing tall. Here's the pitch. And this one comes off the middle of the bat into left field. It's tracked down by King. It's got some leg and it's off the fence. Runner will come around the corner and stop at second on the double shot, and that'll be the first hit of the game for the Lumbermen. Takes us to Jackson Shear with 1 out and 1 on as they have time called on the field while Carnes adjusts. He looks like he's got a wristband out there. Hill leans in to get the pitch from Richardson, and now the stretch and set. And outside low for a ball, and Richardson wants to send a fresh ball out to Hill. With the moist air and the rain, pitcher's trying to keep a good grip on that ball. Runner at second with 1 out. Here's the stretch and set by Hill. And upstairs for ball 2. 2-0 on the count. And Richardson will come out and hand the ball to Hill as he wants a quick conversation with his pitcher. And Richardson with a hand on the shoulder to Hill. We've got Trad's mom and dad sitting down in front of us. Trad was actually a birthday boy yesterday. turn the big 1-8 as he'll be graduating here in the next week or so. Here's Hill now. And it's high to go to ball 3. And the young man in the third baseline bullpen for Coeur d'Alene still has his warm-up on, so we can't see the number quite yet. Here's 3-0 to Scher. And the throw to second, and Bay has to come back to it as it was just a hair wide. We go 3-0. 1 out on the board with a runner at second in Carnes. Stretch and set. Hill delivers. And he'll find the plate for strike 1. So he gets into the count at 3-1. The stretch and the pitch. And a swing for strike 2. So a full count now to the catcher. Scher would have a ground ball to the shortstop, his first at bat for the first out of the second inning. Pitch on the way. And that one will be strike 3 as Scher thought he had the walk and tosses the bat. But that's 2 away. And Hill will have his first strike of the game. Brings us to the first baseman, Peyton Childers, with a runner at second and 2 outs. Still action in that bullpen down the third base line as Coeur d'Alene warms up a new pitcher. And this one will take a ride into the gap, getting over there and in the glove. That's the side. One hit left behind, and it's 1-0 Mavericks. Bottom of the fourth, right after this on the Missoula Prep Sports Network.
Stitches of Missoula is your resource for embroidery and screen printing. Give Stitches a call today at 406-529-2632 to speak with their super friendly staff and have them take care of your embroidery needs. From business logos to team jerseys, Stitches Embroidery can help you and your team look good. Check them out online at stitchesmontana.com to see their full line of silkscreen and embroidery options. Stitches is a proud sponsor of Prep Sports on the Missoula Prep Sports Network.
Do you have a property you'd like to sell? Maybe you're looking for a new place to call your own. Well, you're in luck because the Kelly Touch is the local realtor for you. Whether small or large, the Kelly Touch would love to help you find your piece of Montana to call home. From Kalispell to Florence, the Kelly Touch has the experience to help you buy or sell property throughout western Montana. The Kelly Touch, your professional real estate needs met. The Kelly Touch is a proud sponsor of high school sports on the Missoula Prep Sports Network.
Welcome back to MPSN as we drop to the bottom of the fourth inning. Mavericks lead 1-0 on the Fast Trip Conic scoreboard over the Coeur d'Alene Lumberman. Game 9 of our 2019 Mavericks Memorial Day Tournament. Jack Brown on the Five Valley Auto pitcher's mound. More games going on. We've got 3 games and then the championship game. Butte Miners and Bozeman at 10 tomorrow morning right here at Allegiance Field. Coeur d'Alene and Vauxhall at 12:30 and Missoula and Great Falls at 3:30. The championship game will be played at 6. Caden Heydrich to lead the inning off for the Mavericks. 6, 7, 8 batters on the schedule as Brown settles in on the rubber. Hydro, a single his first at bat, looking to see if he can do that once again. And inside over the plate for strike 1 to Hydro. Heydrich this year batting .286 with a .395 on base percentage, as Brown will have the stretch and set, and that one's going to be in the dirt and off the mask of Scher to even us out at 1 on the count. This is the first of 2 tournaments that the Mavericks host Second one will be mid-June, about the third week of June. As Hydro will put this one, and it's in and out of the glove of the third baseman. The throw will be made to first, but Heydrich will load up and we'll hold to see if they're going to call that a hit or an error. And that will be an error charged towards Coeur d'Alene. So Hydro reaches off the error, taking us to Bo King with no outs and a runner at first. Still working in that bullpen down the third base line. Actually, it looks like they're done over there. The warm-up's still on, so we don't know what the number is. Brown, though, now with the foot on a rubber and the pitch on the way, and he goes outside. It's going to be a wild pitch. It's going to get away, and Heydrich will find his way to second base as Schurer struggled with the helmet. It bounced back up into him and kind of slowed him down on his progress to the plate. Brown settles in on the rubber. Heydrich at second with no outs on the board. Here's the delivery. And King showing bunt, and we'll have strike one. 0-1 on the count to King. King with a out his first at bat. Brown steps off the rubber. And it is 1-1 on the count. I thought we had ball one, but was checking the scoreboard here as Brown will deliver ball two. Stewart Long in the on-deck circle with one on and no outs. Hydro steps away from second. And the pitch. And showing bunt, and it'll be strike two. And they will have Hydro at second for out number one. And we're 2-2 on the count as Hydro will head back to the dugout, and Coach Mosier is there with some words as Hydro will head back. And that one, I think he's going to take that one personally. That's a learning moment right there. Here's the 2-2. And a strikeout to King for out number two. As we go to Stuart Long with nobody out, the base is getting cleared on the pickoff on Heydrich at second. So Long settling in. Brown with a deep breath, and now the pitch. Outside for ball one to Long. Stuart Long, he's got 10 runs off of 14 hits, 11 RBIs. Struck out 10 and 10 on the block and strikeout. This one's hit right to the pitcher, and that will finish out the side. So the Mavericks get one on, but he's picked off, and we go to the top of the fifth right after this on the Missoula Prep Sports Network.
Warning, warning.
Fast Trip Conoco and Magic Touch Car Wash are at it again. They've taken what was already the best wash in town, the best value in town, and made it even better. Now, whenever you gas up your rig at Fast Trip Conoco, you can clean it up for half price. Yeah, you heard that right. When you fuel up your car at Fast Trip Conoco, you can get any wash at Magic Touch Car Wash for half price.
Warning, warning. This is not a drill.
It's the Gas It Up, Clean It Up special at Fast Trip Conoco and Magic Touch Car Wash on reserve across from Larchmont.
Half price wash only valid when purchased at the pump or in Fast Trip Conoco.
The Missoula Prep Sports Network is Missoula's home for high school sports, and we need your help. MPSN is looking for local businesses to help us cover our local high school athletes by advertising their business on the Missoula Prep Sports Network. If you know of a business that would be interested in helping the Missoula Prep Sports Network in our coverage of high school sports in the Missoula area, drop us a line by using the Contact Us link at MPSN406.com. MPSN, Missoula's home for Missoula's Prep Sports heroes.
Welcome back to MPSN. Chris Stratton from the Missoula Prep Sports Network. Top of the fifth inning in a one-run game. Mavericks leading the Lumbermen 1-0. Brendan Hill on the 5 Valley Auto pitcher's mound for his fifth inning of duty, as we'll have the bottom of the order. Nope. 6, 7, 8 batters as Bryson Coppice will come to the plate. So Coppice, Thompson, and Smith. Hill with the delivery, and he'll find the plate for strike one. For Coppice, he would go against Bozeman 0 for 3. And this one will be dinged out into left field, and King will go to a knee to pick it up. And that will be a hit for the Lumbermen. Takes us to Landon Thompson, the left fielder. Thompson playing against Butte, who didn't see him against Bozeman. But Thompson would go 2 for 4 with a hit by pitch and 2 runs. Throw to first on the pickoff, and we go back to Hill. So Hill will settle back in on the rubber. Right-handed pitcher is Hill. As bunt is showing, this is going to be laid down and foul for strike one. Nice job by Heydrich to come down the line from third base and pick that up. Lights are on here at Allegiance Field as we work into the 9 o'clock hour. Officially 1 hour into the game here in the top of the fifth inning, as Hill will go back over to first. Hill now with the stretch and set. And the bunt laid down. This time Hydro will have it. The throw to first is made, and that is one down. The sac bunt, though, does its job as a runner advances to second. Takes us to Riley Smith, the center fielder. Hill cleaning his cleats off. We had a little over 2-hour rain delay. And so there's a lot of new product out there on the ground. Hill leaning in to get the pitch from Richardson as Riley Smith is ready. Pitch on the way, and Hill will bring it in low for ball one. Riley Smith walked his first at bat. We've got 1 out and a runner at second for the Lumbermen. Mavericks lead 1-0 on the Fast Trip Conoco scoreboard as Hill will step off the rubber and now sets back up. Here's the pitch, and that will be strike one to even us out on the count at 1. And Hill standing strong with his pitch count. We are in the top of the fifth inning, and he's got 58 pitches. Pitch on the way, and this one's in the dirt. Richardson does a good job, though, of keeping it in front of him. The runner will get back to second, and we'll go 2-1 on the count. Scheduled for 7 on tournament play. 2¼ hours is the max, unless there is a tie. And a throw to second. The runner will dive back in. And Smith will have a little warm-up swing. And now the 2-1. And outside over the plate for strike 2 to go 2-2 on the count. One out, runner at first. Top of 5. Mavericks lead 1-0, but the Lumbermen looking to even this up. Pitch on the way, and it's going to be smacked right to the shortstop. The pickup and no throw, and the runners will be on the corners for the Lumbermen. Long not able to gather it up. And that one is scored as a hit for the Lumbermen. Brings us to the bottom of the order, Dylan Brum with one out on the board. First threat of the game for Coeur d'Alene. Runners on the corners, and Hill will step off the rubber. Sets himself back up very quickly as the pitch is delivered. Showing bunt, and Hill will have ball 1. Stevens, our plate umpire. And the infield will back off now. Hill steps up on the rubber. And the pitch by Hill, showing bunt once again. Now the throw, and we've got a pickoff play, a play, and Richardson's going to chase him down. Hill will be there, a slide and a tag, and that's 2 away to get the leadoff runner. And Smith will get to second as Brum has ball 1. So 2 away now here in the top of the 5th as the threat has been scratched at third. Hill with the stretch. Now the pitch. And it's ball 2. 2-0 on the count. For Brum, he had a out at the shortstop.
Just go get the batter.
2-0. The delivery by Hill. And a shot into center field. Johnson will backpedal, finds it, puts it in the glove, and that's the side. So the threat is erased, 1 left behind, and the Mavericks hold on 1-0. Missoula will have their turn to hit here in the 5th, right after this on the Missoula Prep Sports Network.
Advertising on the web can be intimidating. Where do you start? What is the most effective way to reach the audience you are targeting? Milk Crate Media can help you reach your audience, whether it is social media marketing or creating a unique commercial for streaming or for radio advertising. Milk Crate Media can help you build a new website or rebuild your existing website that will bring users back again and again. Visit www.mcratemedia.com today. Milk Crate Media is a proud sponsor of Prep Sports in Missoula and the surrounding valley.
Have you recently found yourself in a situation where you need a lawyer? Give our friends at Tip Coburn & Associates a call today. They have been practicing injury, employment, and criminal defense in addition to other areas of law for the past 60 years. Give Tip Coburn & Associates a call today at 406-549-5186 or stop by their website at www.tipcoburnandassociates.com. Tip Coburn & Associates, lawyers fighting for Montana since 1959 and proud sponsors of Missoula Prep Sports on MPSN.
Welcome back to MPSN as we move to the bottom of the 5th inning. Mavericks leading 1-0 on the Fast Trip Conoco scoreboard. Jackson Brown coming in for his 5th inning of work on the Five Valley Auto pitcher's mound. Leading off for the Mavericks will be Dayton Bay. So Bay settles in. Bay would be hit by a pitch. He would lead off the 3rd inning and get a pitch right to the helmet. And an outside pitch by Brown. We have seen action in the bullpen for Coeur d'Alene, but the young man had his warm-up on, so we didn't get to see his number. And that was back in the 3rd inning. So Brown continuing as we get outside for ball 2. Dayton Bay, he's been walked 5 times, struck out 7. He's got 4 runs off of 6 hits and 7 RBIs as the wild pitch will get us to ball 3. 3-0 on the count. As Brown climbs back up on the Five Valley Auto pitcher's mound. Bridger Johnson in the on-deck circle. Here's the 3-0 by Brown. And Stevens will lean in for strike 1. Bay thought he was going to have the walk, but Stevens says strike 1. The pitch, and now we will have the walk to put Bay on for the 2nd time today. Swings us to the top of the order to Bridger Johnson for the Mavericks. And the pitcher that was warming up back in the bullpen down the 3rd base line. So we might see a switch here before too long. Throw to first as Bay will stand back up. And last time Bay reached, he would be a thorn in Brown's side as Brown would have the toss to first and he'll step off the rubber. A signal, I don't know if that was a signal to the second baseman or Max Cannon, the junior, the field umpire. Now the throw back over to first. And Brown making sure that Bay stays there at first. He's inched out there, but not any greater lead than I've seen from any other player. Now the pitch, Johnson will reach, and the bunt will be, or the show for bunt will be strike 1. So Johnson at the plate puts Dane Frazier on deck for the Mavericks. Johnson 0 for 2. And the throw back over to first as Bay will have to jump back into it. Brown leans in to get the pitch from Shirt. And now the stretch and set. Showing bunt. Bay will lay it down in front of the plate, and they're going to say that is fair. Overthrow at first. And Johnson will reach off the air. So that'll load up runners at first and second with no outs.
Number 7, Dane Frazier.
And that brings up Dane Frazier. Frazier looks down the 3rd base line looking for a signal from Hathaway. Now Hathaway will send it. Runners at first and second. Bay at second. Johnson at first. Frazier settles in. He is 1 for 2. Walked his first at bat and singled. He's got the RBI that earned the run for the Mavericks. Brown now with the stretch and set. And and it's over the plate to Frazier for strike one. Frazier walked 19 times, struck out 4. He's got 17 runs off of 19 hits. The only one with more runs as the runners are going to go. The throw to third is not in time, and the Mavericks will have runners at second and third. And the pitch thrown, I believe, was a ball to make it 1-1 on the count to Frazier. And now Brown wants his catcher to come out and converse with him. One on the count, confirmed now. As Jackson Sure gets back behind the plate. Runners at second and third, no outs here in the bottom of the fifth. We're scheduled for 7 innings. Here's the pitch, and Frazier will lay off as it goes over the plate for strike 2. Both the teams and the Osprey facility managers getting this field into shape after a long rain delay. Frazier down the third base line. Third baseman blocks it into himself, and that will load Frazier up for loaded bases. And they're going to score that as an error. So back-to-back errors. For the error. That's 3 errors now. And they update the board. So 4 errors against the Lumberman. Here's Brown. And he'll put it over the plate to Trad Richardson. Trad Richardson looking at 0-1. And Richardson will swing for strike 2. Richardson and Frazier tied for the most runs. It is Bridger Johnson, though, with 18 to lead the team. But Richardson with 20 RBIs as this one slapped foul to keep him alive at 0-2. Loaded bases with no outs here in the bottom of the fifth. Brown settling in on the rubber. They still have the young man working in the bullpen down the third base line. Pitch on the way. And Richardson fouls this one up over the concourse on the first base line. 0-2. A deep breath by Brown. Now he'll stretch and set. The 0-2. And inside for ball 1.
Hey, turn on it.
And Johnson over at second, anticipating contact for Richardson as he has got himself a third, almost a halfway down that third base line, second base line, I should say. Now he stands halfway between second and third. Here's Brown with the delivery, and Richardson with a rip down the first base line. This one will stay fair. That'll bring in runners, Bay and Johnson with corners for the Mavericks as Richardson will add to his RBI total with 2. That one came off the bat a little funny, but the duck lands, and it will be 2 runs. So the Mavericks lead 3-0 on the Fast Trip Conoco scoreboard with runners on the corners and no outs. Drew Stensrud, the designated hitter, at the plate now. Frazier at third and Richardson at first. Here's the pitch. And this one will be slapped to the third baseman. He can't handle it, and that's going to load the bases back up as Stensrud gets to first.
Let's go, Hango.
Takes us to Hangus as the Coeur d'Alene manager will come out, and the warm-up has been pulled off, so I imagine we're going to see a change on the mound here in the fifth, as the manager stands on the hill and the ball's been handed over. So we will see a new pitcher as he comes jogging in, and that will be number 31? 38. Coming in, so we will make the changes as the new pitcher will warm up. We'll be back right after this on the Missoula Prep Sports Network.
Do you have a property you'd like to sell? Maybe you're looking for a new place to call your own. Well, you're in luck because the Kelly Touch is the local realtor for you. Whether small or large, the Kelly Touch would love to help you find your piece of Montana to call home. From Kalispell to Florence, the Kelly Touch has the experience to help you buy or sell property throughout western Montana. The Kelly Touch, your professional real estate needs met. The Kelly Touch is a proud sponsor of high school sports on the Missoula Prep Sports Network. If you're looking to upgrade your car, stop by Five Valley Auto Sales. From the moment you walk through the door, you'll be in for the best car buying experience ever. From their large inventory to their experienced staff, Five Valley Auto Sales is committed to helping you find the right car for you. View their featured vehicles online at www.5valleyautosales.com or stop by their location at 3300 South Reserve Street in Missoula. Five Valley Auto Sales is a proud sponsor of Prep Sports on MPSN. Have you recently found yourself in a situation where you need a lawyer? Give our friends at Tip Coburn & Associates a call today. They have been practicing injury, employment, and criminal defense in addition to other areas of law for the past 60 years. Give Tip Coburn & Associates a call today at 406-549-5186 or stop by their website at www.tipcoburnandassociates.com. Tip Coburn & Associates, lawyers fighting for Montana since 1959 and proud sponsors of Missoula Prep Sports on MPSN.
Back to MPSN as we have Bodie Bailey on the Five Valley Auto pitcher's mound for the Lumberman now with Zach Hangus in the box. Here's the first pitch to Hangus, and it's going to be in the dirt for ball one. So for Jake Brown, it'd be 4 innings, 1 strikeout, 3 walks, a hit by pitch, 3 runs off of 4 hits in 71 pitches. Here's the pitch now. And that one will go to ball 2. Loaded bases for the Mavericks with no outs here in the top or bottom of the 5th inning. 2 runs earned so far on the inning, making it 3-0 Mavericks. And this pitch will find the plate for strike 1, so 2-1 on the count. Stensrud at first, and Schur is going to come out and talk to Bailey. So we've got Stensrud at third, Stensrud at first, Richardson at second, and Frazier at third for your loaded bases. Caden Heydrich in the on-deck circle. No outs. Bailey now sets on the rubber. And the pitch. And it's over the plate to Hangus for strike 2. So even count at 2 for Hango. He's 0 for 2. As he would have a fly out into right field. One of the Lumbermen bench, and number 33 is now warming up for the Lumbermen as Hango faces the 2-2. Bailey with the nod, and he'll step off the rubber. So Coeur d'Alene anticipating a move as Hengel will reach, and it's foul back into the backstop to keep Hengis alive at 2-2. And 33 is Landon Vergeer, I should say. And we get a loaded count at 3-2 on the pitch to Hengis. Hengis walked 7, struck out once, and this will be a walk. Nowhere to put him. That brings Dane Frazier down the line on loaded bases. And now the Coeur d'Alene manager back out on the field to check in with Bailey. Caden Heydrich will go to the plate once our short visit is done, and that means, or that is very quick, as the Lumberman manager makes his way back in. This is only the third game of the Legion season for these Lumbermen, as the boys from Idaho finished up their high school season a short time ago. 4-0 on the Fast Trip Conoco scoreboard. And a pitch dropped in for ball 1. 1-0 as Heydrich settles back in. Loaded bases with no outs, and this one's going to get off the toe. That's going to go ahead and bring Richardson home, moves the runners around, and the Mavericks will earn a run off the wild pitch to make it 5-0 on the Fast Trip Conoco scoreboard. And we go 2-0 on the count. Runners at second and third now. Here's the stretch and the pitch. And Hydro will swing for strike 1. Bo King in the on-deck circle. And a ball pitch to make it 3-1 on the count. There is Landon Vergeer in the bullpen warming up. Pitch on the way. And a smack foul into the picnic area down the first base line to get us a full count at 3-2 for Heydrich. Heydrich 1 for 2, singled his first at bat, reached off an error the last. So a full count at 3-2, the delivery on the payoff pitch, and that'll be a walk to load the bases back up for the Mavericks. No outs on the board as of yet. Takes us to Bo King, so Bailey will come in and walk the first 2 batters he sees. Bo King comes to the plate now with loaded bases. Bailey with the pitch, and he'll find the plate for strike 1. Deep breath by Bailey. The stretch and set, and he'll deal a high pitch to get 1-1 on the count. Coeur d'Alene trying to find a way to squeeze an out here in the bottom of the 5th inning as the Mavericks, with loaded bases and no outs, we get ball 2. Now here's the thing on the weekend, folks. With this tournament, there is an 8-run rule in 5 innings. Mavericks with, and King will swing for strike 2. And here in the bottom of the 5th, the Mavericks have loaded 4 runs up on the Fast Trip Conoco scoreboard to make it 5-0. And King, a slice foul, keeps him going at 2-2. And that one's going to land back up on the general seating area down the first base line. King settles in. Bo walked 10, struck out 9. And he'll be struck out for the second time in a row. That'll be the first out on the board. We come to Stuart Long now for the Mavericks with loaded bases and 1 out. Long settling in. He is the shortstop. Pitch on the way. And Long takes this one for a ride into center field. There's it in the glove. The tag, and actually Stensrud will come back to third as a great throw by Riley Smith in to hold the runners, and that's 2 away. Now in the 5th. Takes us to the bottom of the order to Dayton Bay. And Bay is the one that led the inning, and he's going to hop this one into the netting for strike 1. Bay with a hit by pitch and a walk. He would start the inning off with a walk. And a foul back into the catcher will go 0-2. So it took a moment for Bailey to settle in, walking the first 2 batters he saw, but he struck out Bo King and put a ball into play for the outfield to get a move on. And Bailey steps off the rubber. 0-2 count to Bay. Hydro at first, Hangus at second as we get ball 1 now. And Stensrud at third. Bay to settle back in. And the pitch. And Bay will put this one up over our heads. It's going to land on the roof of the press box for the foul ball. Make it 1-2 on the count. Bridger Johnson in the on-deck circle, hoping to get a chance here with 2 outs. And this one's going to be off the grips. Foul. Still battling against Bailey. Here's the pitch. And this one's high down the third base line. It's going to stay fair. And the right fielder is not able to put it in the glove. That'll score Stensrud and Hangus. And the Mavericks will take a 7-0 lead here in the bottom of the 5th inning with Bridger Johnson back at the plate. Runners at first and second. And they are going to score that as a hit for Bay. He'll have 2 RBI on that hit, scoring both Hangus and Heydrich. First pitch to Johnson. Now Bailey to deliver, and Johnson will take this one in the gap. The left fielder is going to get over there and not able to get to it. It's going to bounce all the way to the fence. A runner will come in for the Mavericks as Hydro will score the 8th run, and in the 8-run rule, the Mavericks will get the win. 8-0 off the 8-run rule, and we would have a 1 hour and 30-minute game with the Mavericks getting the win over Coeur d'Alene. Action will start once again tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock with the Butte Miners taking on the Bozeman Bucks. For the Missoula Mavericks, I'm Chris Stratton. Have a great evening, and we'll talk to you tomorrow morning from Allegiance Field.
Thank you for tuning in to this presentation of Missoula Sports.
What a rush!
MPSN's coverage of Missoula Sports is proudly powered by Fuel Fitness.
Always, always, always.
Tune in next time when the Missoula Prep Sports Network has coverage of your local sports heroes.
Well,